Hello students, I am Benika. I am going to teach you today economics class 12th CBSE. In 12th standard there are two parts, part A and part B. I am taking part B, lesson 7, employment and unemployment. Okay, so we will take employment and unemployment in part B in economics. Okay kids. What is employment? What is employment? Your parents must be earning. Because your parents are earning, you are able to study in the school. You are able to purchase the book. You are able to purchase the pen. You are able to purchase cosmetics. You are able to purchase what? Utensils. Food, utensils, clothing, shelter. All is because of money. And from where does the money come? From employment. Therefore, employment is a basic activity by which our basic necessities, right, food, shelter and clothing are able to be met. Okay. In this chapter, we will study about employment, that what is employment. Alright. Where maximum number of workers are available in which sector. Alright. How employment can be generated. What all elements to be focused so that employment can be generated. When there will be employment, people will be able to earn, they will be able to purchase goods. Hence, the living standard of people will go high. Right? Okay. Employment. Employment is the activity which helps an individual to earn money or to earn his livelihood or living. Employment is an activity which helps a person to earn his living. Right? To earn his living. Okay, I am able to teach what I do with this money. I am able to purchase grains, clothes, cosmetics. Okay, able to earn living is the activities performed. I am teaching, it is an activity. Banking services providing per people, they are doing activity. Then cobbler does an activity to what? To earn his livelihood. All those activities are known as employment. A businessman earns money by selling goods. Suppose a person who sells this is a businessman. He is able to earn by selling goods. Right, in employment we will study about two things: self-employed people like businessmen and wage-employed people. Employment is of two types: self-employed who use their own resources. Right? Self-employed people are those who use their own resources. Self-employed workers. Self-employed workers, and other is hired workers, or they are also known as wage employed workers. Self-employed, name signifies what is a self-employed? The person who uses his own resources in order to earn his living. Person purchases machinery, installs machinery, hires people, machinery is his own, He's not he earns what he sells. That is self-employed worker. Whereas hired or wage employed workers. See, as the name implies, hire. If you have a factory, or if any person comes to give you service at your home, suppose washing utensils, then that person is a hired wage employed worker or hired employee. Okay, then you can be asked, what is unemployment? When somebody will ask you in the paper, what is unemployment? It is, employment means an activity which helps an individual to earn living. Then two types of employed workers. What is self-employed workers? Somebody asks you in the examination, what is self-employed workers? Then the workers who own and operate an enterprise to earn their livelihood are referred as self-employed. They have their own resources, right? Then they operate an enterprise, own resources, operate enterprise to earn they have their own enterprise, first point. Then they earn livelihood, they have their own resources, they have their own enterprise, right? To earn living is self-employed workers. Okay. Whereas if somebody asks you what is hired workers or wage employed workers, those people who are hired by others are paid wages or salary as a reward for their services. See, what happens in an organization? There is a labor. Labor will be hired worker or wage employed worker. Why labor will be wage employed worker? Because he does not own this enterprises. Neither he has his own resources in the enterprises, nor the property is not of this labor. He provides its services. Suppose he picks up the bricks and constructs the factory, constructs the house. He is providing his service in order to earn his living. These are wage or paid employers. They are also known as paid employers. Okay. So, this is all about employment and types of workers. Hired workers and self-employed workers. Got it? Okay. Now we will study about employment in India. Employment in India. Another topic is employment in India. Employment in India. The state of employment in India can be adjusted on the basis of factors. See, employment of India, how we can say that employment of India has increased if rate of participation. We will study a term, rate of participation, or it is also known as of people in employment. Rate of participation of people in employment or worker population ratio. This is very important ratio, worker population ratio. Anybody can ask you this question, what is worker population ratio? Okay, and this is one of the factor. If it is high, then employment in India is increasing or is in a good state. First factor is rate of participation of people employed and or worker population ratio, right? This means ratio, very easy. Worker population ratio, as the name defines, worker population, total number of people, workers employed, number or total number of workers divided by total population, multiply by 100. Total number of workers who are employed, oblique total population of India, multiply 100. Very easy. If somebody says you what is the rate of participation of people in India, means number of people who are participating in employment, whether they are doing any job, cobbler job, hired job, self-employed job, number of people participating and giving services, or they are self-employed, divided by total population, workers on top and at below, total population multiply by 100 will give you worker population ratio. If worker population ratio or rate of participation of India means more people are employed, will be more, then the rate of the population of India will be high. Then the state of India is presumed to be in a good state. Right? This is one factor. And second factor is employment in primary, secondary and tertiary sector. See, this is the ratio by which we calculate the status. And secondly, what is happening inside India? Are people in the tertiary sector more, primary sector more, or secondary sector more? We will understand what is this tertiary sector, primary sector or secondary sector before we move further. Primary sector. Primary, very basic sector. Initially what happened when the civilization started, there came an employment there came an activity which was agriculture activity, primary sector. Primary sector where we produce raw material. Okay, primary sectors. Primary sector. Like agriculture comes in this sector. Okay, primary, where basic raw material is produced. Now that raw material goes to the factory, and that raw material, suppose you have potatoes are produced here. Potatoes. The farmer sells to the factories to make chips. Secondary sector, where factories are there, production happens. Any kind of production happening will be in the secondary sector. Primary, raw material made. Secondary, production happens by converting the raw material to the finished good. Tertiary, service sector. Now, the production, if I have a factory and I produce, will it be okay? Until it reaches to the final client, how would it be helpful to me? Then somebody has to distribute it, advertise it, promote it, sell it, right? Customer service should be proper, customer relations should be proper. All these come in the service sector, right? That is tertiary. This is tertiary sector where services are included. Okay. tertiary. This sector is a service sector industry. Now the chips will be distributed. Retailer will get it. Retailer will sell it. Okay. At the retail it will be sold. Now selling is a service which comes in the service sector. Distribution comes in the service sector. Right. So these are the three sectors. Okay. Primary, secondary and tertiary. Initially many people were involved in the agriculture sector. Okay. Producing raw material. Then people shifted to the secondary sector. Nowadays people are more in secondary as well as in tertiary. Right. In 1972, because of this reason, people are moving from the various agriculture you see in the rural area. From rural areas to the urban areas, people are moving due to this reason. Because the employment is generated in these areas and people are migrating from agriculture sector. People are not working in agriculture sector and trying to go into the service sector. Right? And hence people are moving from rural area to urban area. Okay. In 1972 and in 1973, what happened? Let's see. In 1972 to 1973, 74.3% of workforce was engaged in primary sector. In 1972 to 1973, what was there? Many more people were engaged in the primary sector, which was 73.2%, 74.3%, 74.3%. Then as the time passed on, in 2011-2012, when Sensex was conducted, proportion declined to 48.9%. Now, in primary sector, a record was done in 2012, 2011. There was one recording done. The primary sector, people involved in the primary sector were only 48.9%. In 1972 to 1973, in people in primary means producing raw material, like in agriculture. Okay. In primary sector, people were 74.3%. In 2011-2012, in primary sector, 48.9%. You have to learn it. Okay. But this shows that people have moved from primary sector to some other sector, which is secondary or service sector, are showing promising future for the Indian workforce. Now, secondary and service sector acted as a very promising future for the young people. That's why people mostly in the rural area where you go, people want to go in the urban areas or developed cities. Why? Because of employment. I told you there is a quite good employment in secondary sector and in tertiary sector. Therefore, see, the number also defines that initially in the primary sector it used to be 74.3% when the record was done in 1972, in 1973. In 2011-2012, primary sector 48.9% people are only involved. Right? So this is employment in primary, secondary and tertiary sector. If somebody asks you, analyze the recent trend in sectoral distribution of workforce in India. So all this you have to explain. Distribution of workforce in industrial sector shows substantial shift from farm work to non-farm work. From farm work, I told you that from primary to secondary and to what? Tertiary sector people have moved. Right? So, when a question is asked, analyze the recent trend. Let's understand it. Suppose there is a if a question is asked, analyze the workforce, sectoral distribution of the workforce. Sectoral. Somebody asks you, what is a sectoral? Analyze. Sectoral, sectors. Primary sectors are sectors. Primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Now we have to explain the sectoral distribution. Primary sectoral distribution of workforce in India. Okay, now this is a question, very important question. Distribution of workforce from industrial sector shows a substantial shift from farm work, industrial sector. Says that from primary sector people have moved to the secondary and tertiary sector in want of employment, and there is a substantial shift from farm work to non-farm work. In 1999, 2000, about 60% of workforce was engaged in primary sector. In 1999, 2000, 60% of people were in primary sector. And then later what happened, let's see. This is very important. In 60% were involved in 1999, 2000. Then in 2009, 2010, this proportion has declined to 37.2%. In 2009 to 2010, 2009 to 2010, the proportion declined to 37.2%. 37.2% in primary sector. Okay? In 2009 to 2010, see what it is defining, what it is saying, that initially people were engaged in agriculture area where raw material used to be produced. In 1999 and 2000 to 2000, 60% people were in total population of the country. 60% of that was in primary sector. In 2009 to 2010, 37.2% of population, whole India's population, was in primary sector. 60 and 37.2. See, substantial shift. Secondary and tertiary sector showed an increase from 16% to 21% and 24% to 25.3% respectively. What happened? In primary sector it happened so, but it declined. But in secondary sector and in tertiary sector, let's see what happened. In 1999 and 2000, what happened? 16%, 21.7%. There is a upward shift. See, there is an increase. Okay, and in tertiary, which is the service sector, 24% to 25.3%. Again, there is an upward shift. In 2009 to 2010, in 2009 to 2010, the record was done. India's tertiary employment was 25.3%, and 25.3% people were in the service sector. In secondary sector, that is the production sector where raw material is converted into the finished good, 21.7% was there. When it was compared with the year 1999-2000 record, there was a substantial increase in the secondary and tertiary employment sectors. Okay, but there was a substantial decrease in the primary sector. You have to learn these figures. And this is a question in your book. Analyze the recent trend in sectoral distribution of work in India. Recently, the last record was this. Okay, this is the answer. You have to learn these figures. Alright. Then we will understand casualization of workforce. Casualization of workforce. Third topic. The movement of workforce from regular salaried workers to casual wage worker, regular salaried workers. Regular. The government employees, they go to office, right?